Good morning, dear students. I hope you all will be doing great at home. Last week we read the poem Daffodils. The four stanzas were done last week, and I give you the analysis of the poem by giving you the reference of William Wordsworth, who is the poet of the poem. We even discussed the figures of speech, personification, simile, metaphor. All those were discussed in the by while discussing all the stanzas. I was even discussing with you which line of the poem indicates metaphor, simile, and all that after the pre-reading questions. I hope you understood the poem very well. Dear students, Daffodils poem also carry another important literary term which is called rhyme scheme, and it has a very perfect rhyme scheme. While discussing it, inshallah, I'll be telling you what is the rhyme scheme. This is page number 34, dear students. The first stanza, rhyme scheme, dear students, what is rhyme scheme? It is the pattern of rhymes at the end of each line of a poem or a song. When the ending words are giving you a similar sound. In the poem, in a stanza, the ending words are giving you the similar sound. That similar sound make a rhyme scheme. How? For suppose in the first line we are having the last word cloud. I wandered lonely as a cloud. The second line wheels and hills. The third one I saw a crowd. See, the first line ends with cloud and the third line ends with crowd. These two are making similar sound. So I have assigned them, I have given them an alphabet A. Similarly, second line carries hills, which makes a new sound. So I gave it a word, an alphabet B. The fourth line ends with golden daffodils. See, daffodils and hills are carrying similar sound. So I gave them the alphabet B, B and B. Why? Because they both are making similar sound. Then we have beneath the trees dancing in the breeze. Trees and breeze are making similar sound, so I gave them an alphabet C. Now the rhyme scheme of the first stanza of the poem Daffodils has become A B A B C C. This has become the rhyme scheme of the first stanza. Similarly, all the three coming stanzas are carrying the same rhyme scheme because the rhyme scheme of the poem is actually called a rhyming couplet because it has similar rhyme scheme in all the stanzas. I am making the rhyme scheme of the second stanza now. Continues as the stars that shine. Shine is carrying a similar a sound with shine and e. On the Milky Way. Milky Way is making a new sound. The first one is given alphabet A and the second one is given alphabet B. That stretch in never ending line. Now line and shine are making similar sound, so we can better give them the alphabet A. A. Milky Way along the margin of the bay. Now way and bay are making similar sound, so we will be giving both of them B alphabet. 10,000 saw I at a glance, and in the last line, sprightly dance. Glance and sprightly dance, these two are making similar sound. So just like the first stanza, I'll be giving them the alphabet C. So again, just like the first stanza, the rhyme scheme of the second stanza has become A, B, A, B, C, C. Fine. So this has become the rhyme scheme of stanza number 2. I hope you understood the concept of rhyme scheme and how to make the rhyme scheme of the poem of the stanzas. Moving on towards the next exercise, which is on page number 36, you will be given notes of the comprehension exercise A. We are heading on towards exercise B, which is choose the correct option. Pick up your pencils in your hands. The first one is I wandered lonely as a cloud. Here I refers to, the pronoun I refers to dash. A is the reader, B is the clouds, C is the poet, D is the daffodil. So definitely the poet is referring to himself. So we will be saying the poet. I refers to the poet. Second one, they stretch in never ending line along the margin of the bay. What were stretched in never ending line? Here they is again a pronoun which refers to the clouds, the daffodils, the hills, the stars. So definitely they were stretched mean the daffodils were stretched in never ending line. See, a poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. Here, a jocund company refers to which company of whom we are referring to. A friends of the poet? No. The daffodils, clouds, the stars. So definitely the poet is saying the jocund company of the daffodils. B is the right option. Then we have in the first stanza, what was the poet doing? Walking aimlessly, wandering. Remember the word wandering means walking aimlessly. Writing a poem, looking at the clouds, looking at the stars. So definitely wandered mean walking aimlessly. A is the right option. Fifth one, what wealth the show to me had brought. By wealth, the poet means what? The company, gold, pleasure, or money. So here, C is the right option. Wealth metaphorically represent pleasure here in this poem. Then we have the next exercise, vocabulary exercise A. Deduce the meanings of the following words. Confirm your meaning from the dictionary. This one will be done on the sticky notes, just like we did the previous vocabulary exercise. I told you how to make a use of sticky notes. Just take a piece of sticky note and then write the meaning, just like I've made a slide. Words will be written on one side and meaning should be written on the other side, and then that